Fifth-ranked Georgetown. Good for Providence to get some redemption against the Hoyers in that matchup, but it shows you that defensively they are solid, and they've been solid for the past couple of years.
They've always played Syracuse for the most part in the non-conference, so now adding another ACC team in Boston College, they'll play Syracuse again later this year. Friars advancing. Israel Neto on his right foot with space. Neto drives one, and it just missed high. That was one where it almost looked like he was trying to find the next pass, but it ended up opening up for him to take it. And the grad student from East Orange, New Jersey, transfer from Caldwell University in New Jersey. He was the ACC Player of the Year last year.
Yeah, he's one of those players that really didn't play a lot as a freshman or a sophomore, just 14 games combined, 7 in his freshman year, 7 in his sophomore year for 18 points, but last year, 32 total points. He really found a groove.
R.C. Colleen with a header for Boston College, and he's the one that got hit. And because it was in the head area, they will immediately stop play a couple minutes in and just check on Colleen. Came in as a transfer from Cal State Fullerton this year. Interesting backstory. He was second team All Big West last year with Cal State Fullerton. Someone who's really highly thought of in his youth playing days. Got appearances with the national program, but then some injuries kind of set him back and is early in his career at Cal State Fullerton, but back healthy last year, really had a great season, and now makes the move here as a transfer to Boston College. He will have to come out here because of the head injury, but again, because it's an injury situation, he would be allowed to potentially re-enter in this first half. It doesn't apply the normal first half subbing rules in the college game.
A little bit of a head knock there going up to play that ball in the air, but you talked about it, Eric. He had such a great showing with the LA Galaxy's U18 and U19 teams, got an opportunity to play for the youth national team at that level as well, and has continued to grow his game in college.
In fact, he comes right back in here. Boston College did not sub, so he just takes a drink of water and is right back in as the Eagles will work through their back line, which they will do quite a bit. Possession-based game for Boston College. They'll potentially play a little bit more in transition this year, but this is kind of the group and the style that Bob Thompson has implemented over the last couple of years as the head coach. One difference is this is your first time watching Boston College men's soccer this year. They are playing with a back four this year after playing with a back three in the past couple of years. Here's Dos Santos, right side of the box, gets to his right foot, couldn't quite get it across. Good defensive play by the freshman Vesco Teixeira.
Teixeira, freshman, really good defensively and trying to size up Dos Santos. Lost him initially and was able to regroup and get in a good position to block it and not let that ball go out for a corner kick, but clear it out towards midfield.
Colleen cuts to midfield. Ask Eklund tied up there, and a whistle goes against Boston College. Israel Neto was tied up with Ask Eklund.
Neto listed at 6 foot, but he has such good speed, can get real low to the ground to kind of disrupt offensive players, especially a player like Ask Eklund, who's up to 6'3", kind of move around, finagle your way to find some holes.
Back for Brennan Klein. Both of these goaltenders receiving awards in the preseason. Klein, preseason All-ACC selection. Lucas Burns, preseason Big East Goalkeeper of the Year.
Yeah, two keepers we might potentially see expand their game to the next level, maybe looking at the MLS, opportunities in Europe or overseas. They've played so well in their collegiate careers, and they have the stats to back it up. I mean, Burns has been phenomenal Big East Goalkeeper of the Year a season ago.
Nice play by Dos Santos to come back, take the ball away for Boston College. That lead pass for Leo Guarino was a touch behind him. Providence completes the takeaway. Bernardo Prego, who's a grad student from Portugal, was the one to take it away for the Friars. Guarino comes right back into the play. Transfer in from Wake Forest this year. Now Jack Burkhart. Boston College was one of the youngest teams in the country last year. Now all that experience from a season ago can work into the mix.
Yeah, Bob Thompson talking about it in our preseason call, talking about the young group having a lot of opportunity to play and learn a season ago.
Here's Dos Santos, collects on the sideline, has to go 1-on-2, so it's back for Andrews, throws one to the box, it's headed out. Guarino steps up, took it away. Here's Chavi O'Neal. First chance for Chavi O'Neal. Couldn't get it on goal. So each team with an opportunity so far. Chavi's in his sophomore year, all ACC freshman team selection a year ago.
Fired a couple of shots in the season opener against Iona. Really felt like he was finding a groove with this new unit up top with Eklund and Guarino.
I think the hope is for Boston College with a little bit more scoring up front with Eklund and Guarino, two guys coming in with experience scoring at the college level, that it can unlock Dos Santos and O'Neal a little bit more, who both had solid years last year, but between the two of them only produced one goal.
And Chavi's came towards the end of the season where it felt like, even in that first game against Iona, Dos Santos ripped one off the crossbar. So you can see them gaining some confidence in the new positions.
Here come the Friars. Burkhart got a piece of it. And a whistle and a foul from behind. That's Prego. Prego started his career at Iowa Western Community College, then a couple of years at Franklin Pierce, which, by the way, is where Craig Stewart was formerly the head coach before now in his 13th season at Providence. Really solid at Franklin Pierce. They won a D2 national title in 2022. Rodrigo Baza was also on that team. He's now a member of the Friars. And now they've been here the last couple of years. Prego, who missed time due to an injury after playing 8 games last year, but back healthy, and they expect to have a big role with this group.
You mentioned coming over with Vaza. It's a couple players on this roster for Providence that came together. Vaza and Prego from Franklin Pearson, Rosa and Batista from Monroe College.
I think they feel somewhat similar to what we talk about a lot with Boston College, year 2 in the system with some of that experience from last year. You can really start to unlock some players where you're not teaching tactics every day. You can just kind of let them go and be free.
Well, for both teams, right, the transfers were the ones to score the goals. Whether it was Laura for Providence in their 2-0 victory against Quinnipiac or Ask Eklund against Iona. When you get players like that can believe in the system and, you know, take some advice from the players that have been here, it shows you the confidence that they have and kind of playing loose and free, especially early on in the season and non-conference part of the schedule.
Guarino comes back. Play on with it, Christian Behar. Forward for Chavi O'Neal. It's against the defender, Cole Dewhurst. This is Ask Eklund, not afraid to shoot it from anywhere, and that is offside. Flag was up with Dos Santos, the intended target.
We've been talking about Dos Santos, right? He's knocking on the door. That first game against Iona had some chances. Now gets another opportunity here. A couple minutes ago, had one on the right side. If Eklund was able to see Andrews, he was streaking overhead. If you gave him a cross overhead, he would have had a one-on-one on Burns. But sometimes those defenders close that gap so quick, you don't have a chance to get that crossover.
Max Andrews was first on the header there, but then Providence takes the ball away. So 9 minutes in, each team with a shot so far. No score in the early going. That is offside. Pepe Laura, who scored twice, as you mentioned, in the opener, coming in as a grad student, native of Madrid.
Had a great career, 4 years in Spain, scored 35 goals, 15 assists, over 60 games with Union Aldeve. So again, one of those players that got experience overseas and as a graduate transfer is already making an impact.
Now here it goes against Teixeira. Sometimes you can just tell early on in the game, and you know, who knows where things are going to go, but this does not feel like 5-4.
It's very possession, both teams, right? Both teams are trying to utilize possession, short passing, not a lot of long balls.
Over for Dos Santos. Goes quickly with Andrews overlapping. Two defenders there, just chase it out. Boston College to throw.
What Providence is doing is what Iona did in the second half of the game against the Eagles, is send two players to the ball to try to cut off the triangle offense, cut off those passing lanes on either side. And you know you got your center backs, your defenders there behind you to prevent the long through ball in the middle.
Guarino comes back to his right foot. He's out for Marcy Killeen. Now Jack Burkhart.
Marcy, just switch the field.
Behar 1-on-2. Got to his left foot. Spins into the box for Guarino. He was kind of upended against one of the Providence defenders. And that ball is out for a goal kick.
But again, Providence doing a really good job sending help side defenders to force BC into shorter passes. And when they're trying to get those crosses into the box or the services to switch the direction of the field, they're not able to because there's so many defenders, or there's a tip on the pass that deflects it back to the Friars. So good defensive play inside the defensive third here for Providence.
That was Rodrigo Vaza, the grad student, who was back there defensively. So goal kick for Burns. Xavi O'Neal. Xavi, can he find a shot? Xavi, off the post! Dos Santos follows and scores! First career goal for Marco Dos Santos. And after Xavi O'Neal hit the post, Dos Santos stayed with it, and it's 1-0 Boston College.
Well, that's what happens when you follow a shot. Great job by Xavi O'Neal, the sophomore, just deking his way through defenders at the top of the box. Was able to get it off just in time. Had so much power on that shot that it ricochets off the left post, comes back to Dos Santos on the right side of the field, and he buries it for his first goal. We talked about it. In that Iona game, he had chances, one that ripped off the crossbar, and now finally benefits from a rebound and puts it home.
So Marco Dos Santos, the sophomore from New Hampshire, kind of playing in a little bit of a different spot this year than he was last year. More of that holding midfield role, but now see at least starting this game on the wing. And he follows up the play, and even the first part of that play by Xavi O'Neal, it did not necessarily look like there was a number of defenders back for Providence, but he just used his speed, kept pushing forward, got himself an opportunity, and then Dos Santos followed it up.
But it's just part of this new group, right? Last year it was O'Neal and Dos Santos up top as the strikers forwards, and now they're wingers this season.
Dos Santos did get it across, but the defense was right there for the moment. Xavi O'Neal quickly came back on the play, but Rodrigo Vaza does get it out.
Hard foul on Bruno Rosa. He gets up quickly, and Providence trying to go quickly now.
Get on top of the sixes now, Xavi, get connected to the group. Yep. Ask. You gotta drop in now. TJ side. There you go. Well done, Xavi. Next inside, next inside.
You talked about it, Eric. This is a Providence team that has had success lately. They lost in the Big East semifinals to Xavier a season ago. Back in 2021, they lost in the finals to Georgetown. It's a team that wants to make it back to the NCAA tournament. They know they've had success there before under Craig Stewart, longtime head coach for the Friars.
Little tie up at midfield. They just decided that was both guys just play. And Providence trying to answer. Ball comes across. Colleen was on it first. It was Bruno Rosa. Tried to play it across for the Friars.
I like this because Providence obviously knows they have to try to find a response. Boston College was up 2-0 against Iona. Now how do they play with the lead after suffering that draw they did in the last time out?
Knocked out by Colleen. Throwing for Vaza. Bernardo Prego, actually the one who throws it in. Tried to split through.
I think he got knee on knee. Might have been Behar who's gonna fix the cleat there.
You know, that's one where, you know, as the attacking player, you're kind of initiating, but if you do it with enough speed without sort of, you know, extending an arm anywhere, you still usually get that call, and he did.
Yeah, kind of not like basketball, right? You're not worried about the defender getting a charge. You have the right of way. Just got to be careful with splitting that defender. Providence so good at set pieces. Wonder if they'll go long here.
It was short. It's deflected once before Gundelach knocked it out. Diego Batista was the one to take it. All Big East second team selection last year.
It's just phenomenal defense by Xavi O'Neal to escape his defensive third.
Batista gives it back to Cole Dewhurst. So if you're just joining us, just approaching the 16-minute mark. Boston College with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Marco Dos Santos. Set up by Xavi O'Neal's shot off the post.
You see Providence kind of playing more of a possession, setting it back to build from their defense.
Gundelach sends it all the way across midfield.
Get to him, Xavi. Get to him. Go, left on. Stay up, Xavi. Go quick. Come on, Xavi. Diego, you gotta bounce it out, dude.
I like this for Providence. Just slow it down. Continue to see what Boston College is showing you here on the throw-in and try to find that open side of the field. You don't want to keep making mistakes. There's going to be a foul on BC's Behar. You don't want to keep making mistakes that are going to give Boston College possession back while you're in the attacking third. So I like this reset here.
This sends it wide. Can they develop from right outside the box? Too strong. Israel Neto.
That's two shots from Neto where he's just gotten it way too under the ball and it sails over the crossbar. He's getting those angles. He's getting the vision on net. It's just about getting that shot a little bit more accurate because Boston College not defending him well.
Work hard off the goal kick. Providence pressing a bit high. CJ Williams will change field. Here's Guarino. Does he have the speed? He's pushed from behind. Still a tie up on the edge of the box. And Guarino does come out with it that time. They do call it.
A couple of plays that have gotten physical where the officials just like play on. But then when it gets to the excessive contact, he is called the free kicks or is called the fouls. It's a pretty tight angle for Boston College, but they've shown that they can get the ball in opposite end here, especially if they're going to have Xavi take this kick. It's been pretty accurate so far on the season with getting it in the box.
So Guarino and Xavi O'Neal are in the area. It's going to be Guarino. 51 games for Wake Forest in his career before coming to Boston College. Towards top corner.
think he was watching the women's game yesterday.
Or watching Sports Center. Aislinn Streisig scoring on the corner kick, #1 on Sports Center top 10 last night.
About that team off to a hot start.
Come on, Pep. Play up,
Out of bounds for the throw.
Step up.
Well, last time these two teams played, you mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, Eric. It was back in the 2018 season, a 1-1 draw. Before that, it was a Boston College victory, 2-1 in back when they had overtime in 2017. They've played some really tight contests in their history. I told you, for Providence looking for their first win here in Newton since 2007.
It's the type of game that benefits everybody involved early in the season. Especially with some of these local players so familiar with each other. Of course, there's so many international players and from all over the place who come to these kind of schools. Dos Santos plays it across. There's a turning try, Guarino, and Burns stayed with it.
I thought Colleen had another follow-up opportunity as well.
Looked like it could be really good. It ended up enough traffic in there that he couldn't quite get everything on it, but still a pretty good attempt.
It just shows you Burns and his ability to corral some of these balls that, you know, maybe other keepers can, or maybe more inexperienced keepers wouldn't be able to handle. But he goes out there aggressively and tries to make a play, keeps this a 1-0 game. Advantage is played here.
Baza comes over, near side for Teixeira. Very impressive freshman so far. Oh, just lost the footing there, did Rosa.
We know we're expecting some showers later, maybe potentially, and might help pack in the turf a little bit, keep it a little bit easier to try to keep your balance.
Guarino spinning around, it's back to the back line. Just the good news is we're not playing in Providence right now, because it was a much more precarious looking radar about an hour south of here.
Well, I'm surprised Providence made it up. I heard the bridges down there aren't working.
I don't think we have enough time for that conversation.
I lived right at India Point.
I don't think you're wrong.
No, 195 is shut down, and it was, I hear stories from friends down there that it is not.
They're farther.
Oh, yeah,
they're
that's true. You can sneak around the traffic there. Providence is such a beautiful city.
When is there not traffic?
Yeah, it's too many people.
Williams elects to play that back. Maybe got a touch lucky with it. Pressure coming, but ends up always safe when it's in the hands of your keeper. Gundelach starts it forward, was given a little bit of space there, and just elects to play it out wide, reset. Providence trying to take possession back. They're down a goal right now to Boston College. 22 minutes to go, first half. And for Newton, the second game of the season for each of these teams. Their team with a loss so far. Friars winning their opener against Quinnipiac. Boston College squaring their match with Iona. And here is Dos Santos trying to run it down. But a good play by Jason Pereira. Grad student defender, Bloomfield, New Jersey. Who's really worked his way into his role here with Providence. Didn't play a lot early in his career, but started playing as a junior. And here our first card of the game comes out against CJ Williams for Boston College.
I think that's just CJ's size playing a factor there. Tried to step up and play the ball. It was a good take there by Vaza, who really had a good run and had his sights set on a pass through. So the ref made sure to give the advantage. call a foul there once he realized there was no advantage to be played.
Dewhurst plays it to the corner. Eagles had the first 2 touches on it. Behar starts it forward for Ask Eklund. Well, I would say this first half feels similar to the first half that we saw on Thursday night. Boston College had some good offensive moments. They controlled more of the possession, before Iona ended up coming back with 2 in half number 2.
Providence has definitely played better defense here in the last 5 minutes. It's created a couple of counter runs the other way. They just haven't been able to fire shots on Klein on the other end.
Castaneda dances forward for Prego. 2 defenders there. That's out for a corner. Looked like a little bit of a mishit, and it ends up going out the goal line. So first corner kick of the game comes for Providence here. They had 6 of them in the opener against Quinnipiac.
And you mentioned Castaneda's name. He's 8'10", all-rookie team his freshman year, transferred over from URI, and Craig Stewart said they're very happy to have him on his side now.
Short, second touch. Turns, good save. Brennan Klein stops Batista.
That's got to be a good confidence boost there for Klein after 2 goals in the second half against Iona. You get a shot from a familiar spot and able to just extend out to prevent that one from going in. He's had great vision his entire career, but his strength as well has improved over the last 2 years.
Got the preseason All-ACC nod this year. A little bit of space for Dos Santos. To his left foot, right to Chavi O'Neal. Front of the box, turns to his right foot. No shot there. Bounces towards the near side. Dos Santos still right on it. Comes back across. That's still loose in the mixer. Cleared to center for Burkhart. And Providence does a good job to clear that out. Gundalak's got to hustle back on it against Bruno Rosa.
Both teams have similar style, right? Defensively, you're not giving up. Everybody's moving cohesively and as a unit. You can see it with the pressure they're forcing here on Boston College.
Space for Behar to start forward, flags up. First set of subs about to come in here with 18:33 to go in the first half, and the Eagles up 1-0. They all are Providence subs here. Gabriel Chavez, the first year from Connecticut, is in the game, as well as Aiden DeVoke, grad student from just down the road in Medway, Massachusetts, coming in from Colgate this year. And Harry Scarborough, grad student from England, is in as well.
DeVoke, one of those players that Craig Stewart's really happy with, one of the new forward options.
Ask Eklund got a piece.
Johnny took one on the shin there.
Did not get the call on. They've been letting him play, reasonably speaking, today. Chris Grabas, our official.
Thought maybe the card was a little harsh on CJ Williams, given the way he's dictated the rest of the game. But yeah, I agree 100%. He's letting them play, and that's kind of what you want in this game is, a lot of familiar players playing against each other. It's love and respect, but obviously you want your team to win.
Again, Diego, come on.
Javi. Good job coming over there. 2 defenders collapsed on him and just did not have anywhere to go with it.
Javi needed some support there, just didn't have it. Eklund did a great job setting him up on to help, no one to pass it to.
Whistle here against Providence. It's Harry Scarborough.
Another one of those international transfers coming over from England.
Too far for Behar.
25 minutes in that matchup against Quinnipiac. He's a two-time league champion with St. John Rigby.
Out in front of a filled-in bleachers. School starting today. Heard there was also free pizza for students.
You hear
at
my
halftime.
headset hit the table. That means I'm running out.
You have not been a student in a very long time, my friend. Sorry to tell you. Another yellow card comes out here.
You remember free college pizza days?
Yeah, I don't think we got that.
Oh, that's...
Or I just forgot.
Yeah. They had you put it in the microwave,
Yeah,
right?
where I went, they weren't known for the pizza.
Yeah. I won't let the audience know what they were known for.
Marcy Colleen appears to be down here for Boston College, so they're going to stop the clock and check on him before this free kick. Foul went against BC. Looks like Colleen is okay for the moment.
He's been beat up a little bit here in the first half. Couple of hard knocks. Took one on the head earlier, and some more contact here on that last play. So trainer will come out, make sure he's okay. Looks like Brian Toro might get ready to come in.
It's like they're trying to get something sorted out here on the near side.
I think they're trying to get the sub in before the kick. And it is going to be Toro. It's also a local product from Revere, Massachusetts.
Michael is sorry as well. First year, did not play in game one. Must have been for Colleen. So Colleen did come out on that sequence. So they get Toro in quickly. First year from Revere here in Mass. And a free kick for Providence. Batista launching to the box. CJ Williams first on it. Follow up from Chavez. Got to his right foot. Chavez turns it on goal. But Klein is there.
Again, good job through vision for Klein to see that one. Not worry about deflection. Defense opened up a little bit for him to be able to save it. It's a good tackle on the far side. Behar with a little love tap there.
I believe that was just a regular first half sub, not an injury sub on Colleen. So Toro in. CJ Williams, good slide to knock it out.
Just keep getting impressed with CJ Williams and his defensive growth. From when he was a freshman, even from last year, he just makes better decisions, more direct in his attacking on the offensive players, and has less fouls so far, and obviously just 2 games in, but not committing as many loose fouls as he did last year.
Michael Asari is going to come in here for the first time. Comes from Ghana by way of Rush Select Academy. Trialed a little bit with Inter Miami FC at the U19 level and MLS Next Pro. He's in for Chavi O'Neal, someone they're really high on for what he has the potential to be and grow into up front.
Last season with Rush, 34 goals, 15 assists, just incredible numbers.
Nice job by Vaza. Stayed with it all the way. Nobody home at the back end of it.
Good speed to keep up with it, though, on the near side.
Teixeira turns the field back the other way. They play on. Ask Eklund. Keeps it moving. Sorry, back for it, but Providence is on it. And back for Cole Dewhurst.
It's definitely getting more physical. Officials still let them play, but you can see the intensity kind of gaining momentum here.
Here's Dewhurst. It's onside for Teixeira. Teixeira, nice move, throws it across. First effort was not there from DeVoke, and then the second one eliminated by Christian Behar. They do whistle here.
Surprised that's a yellow. It looked like BC had a chance if that wasn't touched by the hand. Might have been Asari who could have got in behind.
So Jason Pereira is called for the yellow for Providence.
Well, DeVoke on the opposite end had a great chance, but Christian Behar comes in, the junior, played all 90 against Iona, had an assist on Ask Eklund's goal in that matchup, and he has continued to find a role on this defensive unit. Captain Diego Ochoa still out for Boston College. He's been able to fill that left side really well.
Dangerous pass. Burkhart just goes back for Brennan Klein. And he changes field in a big way. Good hang time from Burns. And that's too far.
You can see Providence, though, building some momentum. They're getting the right passes. They just haven't been able to complete the play in the final third, but they are breaking down this defense in midfield, and they've held Boston College at midfield or in their own defensive third here in the last 5-6 minutes.
Eklund forward, Dos Santos. Got one already, Dos Santos. Well defended for the moment. They ended up going out of bounds, trying to keep that ball in. That's Teixeira, again, who's right with them all the way. Vasco Teixeira spent some time with the Portuguese national team at the U15 level. But to come in as a freshman, game one, play 88 minutes, start once again there, really high on what he can be. Defender from Portugal.
He also had an assist in that matchup against Quinnipiac. A lot of confidence in the freshman for this Providence staff.
Whoa.
You know, if the
that
windows
one actually
were open,
had a chance up here, unlike most.
When we switch sides, finally we get a chance and the windows are closed, huh?
That's why the windows are closed. Batista, maybe a little too far on that ball across. Nope, stays in. DeVoe kept it going. Corner kick, Providence. 10:30 to go here in the first half.
Again, it's CJ Williams preventing that one from getting in on Klein. But Providence doing a good job. Again, going back to that Iona matchup, they were able to string together a couple of corners. It gave them some momentum going into halftime. See if Providence can do the same here against this Eagles defense.
CJ Williams first on it, still alive, bouncing through, and again Klein is there. It's the second time Gabriel Chavez's been in a position to follow up. There's been some shots on Klein so far, but nothing really of that A+ chances. There's been good chances, but he's been able to see everything so far.
And again, credit to the defense in front. Talked about Chavez, 8 minutes in, and he's already making an impact since being subbed on here in the first half. He's really gotten behind that back line for Boston College and trying to get some momentum, trying to get some scoring opportunities here for Providence.
CJ Williams off the restart of play. Out of bounds, going the other way.
Two players that really had the offense going, Guarino and Eklund, have been shut down so far here by the Providence defense. It's really opened up Xavi O'Neal and Marcos Dos Santos.
Here's Guarino. Guarino developing. Chance here for Toro. Stops to his left foot, back to the middle. Pass wasn't quite enough for Eklund either coming in or Asari to come back to it.
Toro played high school at Excel Academy, one of those charter schools in the Mass Charter School Athletic Association. It's part of that dynasty they created, winning 4 out of the last 5 championships, making it to the States tournament in the last couple of years.
It's one of those combinations, you don't want to overstate too much what one regular season game means here or there, but, you know, in terms of recruiting, especially for this area, these kind of games do matter. You have 2 of the higher profile Power 5, quote unquote. I don't even know how many Power there are anymore, but Power 5, I think, teams in soccer here in this region. Eklund off the takeaway.
You got to think, if you win that matchup, that's, you know, an advantage going into the recruiting season.
Teixeira had a little bit of room, stepped into it. Goes wide for Chavez. Playing across, looking for DeVoke. Quite have a chance to settle it. Guarino defending. DeVoke's got another chance. Sets up Batista on the ground. It flips over. Teixeira's shot, knocked by Gundelach. Still alive here, but Asari comes in. And Asari moves it the other way. Eagles potentially can transition off of it. Dos Santos, flag stays down. Dos Santos, can he get to it? Dos Santos sets up, and that is deflected. Good defensive play by Teixeira, who was all the way down at the other end and came back and took away that opportunity from Toro.
Great chance by Toro. Another great pass by Dos Santos. He's able to get in deep. You got to credit Lucas Burns, though. He came out to force that pass.
But that does show a little bit the transition that the Eagles feel like is potentially in there for this group.
Didn't have a lot of transition plays last year, very young. This year, they're able to build from the back with outlet passes and those short passes to get through the defenses, and you're seeing it. Going back defensively, though, there was a goal against Iona, or Iona scored a goal against Boston College where they kept it low, and that cut the deficit to 1 goal. Providence trying to keep that low on Klein, but the defense blocked it each time.
Here is Guarino, lost his footing, ruled clean.
It's about the 4th, 5th time he's just overshot his lane.
Referee, it's a clear foul.
Yeah. 50-50 ball. It is off of Providence. Boston College will sub Danny Istanbuli, who again, remember, did not play last year, but is playing in his 2nd game now. He comes in up front for the final 4:30 of this first half.
At 23 minutes for his first collegiate appearance. For the sophomore, was Connecticut Prep Player of the Year back in high school and an All-American.
So that'll spell Ask Eklund for a couple of minutes here.
Hey, with urgency, let's go. Harry, forward. Our ball! Yes,
Max Andrews for the throw-in.
We're good, AT. You're good. Max. Check 2, Mark. Marco, check 2.
Got it to Dos Santos. Bouncing around in a tight area here a couple of times on the near side.
You can hear the coaching staff for Boston College trying to coach the freshmen, teach them what they got to do in situations like that when they're stuck on the near side.
The header by Andrews to start it forward. Baza was in there. Forced forward for the moment. Gundalak, the sophomore, steps up, and then feels like a lot happening without anything happening. Kind of one of those sequences there, and almost feels like he kind of needed that reset.
Yeah, Scarborough with the foul there gives the free kick to Boston College at about midfield, and definitely slows down the pace. Everybody gets to breathe a little bit here for the final 3.
Stambouli, not enough on that. Here's Vaza. Leads for Teixeira to run. Bruno Rosa against Andrews, throws it across, was looking for the header from Scarborough. Pretty good setup right there from Providence.
Scarborough came streaking in, and he was all the way on the backside of that play. He comes in off that feed, and Rosa just saw him unmarked in the box. And CJ Williams again, just letting that one go by.
So goal kick from Brennan Klein with 2 minutes to go in this first lead on Marco Dos Santos' 13th minute goal. Dos Santos and Teixeira. Good 1v1 work. Feels like this game has started to get a little bit tighter, but it's mostly been kind of in this midfield area other than that one chance that we saw from Providence.
Yeah, again, BC hasn't had too many chances on Burns. We saw Dos Santos try to pass it off, but it's been Providence here trying to equalize towards the end of the first half. And both teams going to probably be excited to just get to the break, get a reset, try to game plan for the second half.
Over the top for Asari. No problem for Lucas Burns. See how aggressive Providence wants to be over this final 32 seconds. Gundalak sends it forward. Step up here. Prego throws it across, looking for the header. Teixeira, oh boy, he may have had a chance, but it just ended up over his right shoulder. And that's how the first half comes to an end. Couple of decent tries there from... Welcome back to Newton, folks. 1-0 lead for Boston College over Providence. As we start half number 2. Eagles goal scored by Marco Dos Santos back in the 13th minute. And that is the difference right now. Shots 9-6 in favor of Providence in that first half. 3-2 shots on target. And Klein had to make 3 saves. Corners were 2-0 in favor of the Friars. Here's Danny Istanbuli. Lead ball for Xavi O'Neal. And Providence just gonna let that go.
Those moves from Istanbuli, a nice little spin and trying to lead Xavi O'Neal into the corner, just a little too much on it. For Boston College, the adjustments here in the second half, Providence really closed out that first half with more of the momentum, getting more chances inside the attacking third. Got to find a response here, try to get that second goal and put some pressure on Burns.
Felt like the ball was stuck a few times, but then Providence was able to kind of unstick it. Had a couple of really good chances that didn't necessarily end up on goal or even as a shot, but good crosses that had a chance.
It's one of those things that when you get looks, good looks, you start getting more confident, and it creates openings against the defense.
Here's Xavi O'Neal, who set up that first goal on a shot that hit off the post. Rebound went right to Dos Santos, who put it in the back of the net.
And I like that look from O'Neal. The first couple times today, he passed it off, trying to find his teammates. This time, just rips one, trying to find an opening against the defender, but Providence a good job just standing in front.
Here's Istanbuli. Or Michael Asari. Asari got it forward. That still gets through. Istanbuli leaves it for Toro. Pass behind. And it stopped. That's Jack Burkhardt, who came in, had the opportunity. But no problem for Lucas Burns.
Not sure if it's the inexperience, but a couple of chances for Toro today, and he's passed it off in the attacking third, pretty much in the box.
First college game today. Here's Providence the other way. That got all the way through, and it's Toro. Turns it back the other way for BC.
Get pressure, Michael. Build up pressure. Build up pressure. Step up, Michael. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up, Michael. Step up.
Prego puts it back through his back line. Brandon Marshall, sophomore defender from Wake Forest, North Carolina.
Build up, Danny. Build up. Hit it. Left foot. Danny, not so tight.
DeVoke. Istanbuli putting some pressure on.
It feels like everybody defensively moving for Boston College, just trying to read the passing lanes for Providence and continue to force them backwards.
Nice touch. It's forward to Shera. Can he get around? Klein's there. You certainly have to like his game.
He's found some great lanes, good hustle. That time it was a good look from Neto again, and Providence had a couple of chances in the first half with Neto where he just fired it over the crossbar. You can see they're trying to get him going here in the second half again.
Everybody uses their subbing patterns a little bit differently, especially in college where you have free subbing in the second half. Bob Thompson in this game going with Asari and Istanbuli up front to end the first half and to start the second half before he comes back with Eklund. Dos Santos is getting a breather right now.
It's one of those things, what do you learn from your last game, right? How do you improve from the last matchup? And already it's just more opportunity for the players that subbed in that first half to kind of set the stage for maybe a later push from Boston College. Or maybe you don't have as many tired legs out there.
Prego got a header on it. CJ Williams. Scarborough trying to find it. CJ Williams is there. Now, CJ Williams, a good example of that guy. We talked a little bit about this in game one, where that first season, when he's got to play as much as he did as a freshman, it's looked at almost as a liability. And maybe this isn't the spot we'd like for him, but you got to do it. But then by the time you get now to year 3, all of a sudden you have all that experience that you can lean on. And now as a junior, he's played more than just about anyone who starts their junior season with the same program.
Yeah, over 1,000 minutes his freshman year, ranked 4th on the team. Last year had a team high 1385. I mean, he has continued to put in the time and again, just has grown into that role where he's been more confident, more disruptive against some of the best forwards, especially in the ACC.
Providence really working to possess the ball here in this second half. They've done a decent job of it so far. Is there a shot to be had?
That's really been the game for Boston College defensively, is don't overcommit. give possession, but don't overcommit where you're giving them an opportunity. And that's where you're seeing these deflections, where you're seeing Brendan Klein have more opportunities to see the ball from outside on those shots. And just those saves have been pretty easy for him today.
Head for Asari. Asari, as the whistle came.
That looked pretty clean. It looked like Asari just got past Marshall. Marshall might have just slipped on the turf there, but BC bench, it happened right in front of the BC bench. They weren't happy about it, and Bob Thompson's now up in arms. It did look from our angle that he just slipped, so Providence gets the benefit of a call there. But it shows you the speed for Asari, though. As confident as he has been to start this game, you can see why Boston College and Bob Thompson really love his game and how they can fit into his system.
One of the hopes in the fact that this Boston College team is a little bit older than, say, last year's Boston College team is Asari is the kind of guy as a number 9 who can come off the bench and doesn't have to play with the level of pressure that a lot of the freshmen that Boston College had to play with last year or in years past because they were so young. Now you have someone like Ask Eklund who can be that first option, and then you can come in and sort of be that offsetting piece.
He just fits that 9 role so well, right? That's what they really have needed in the last couple of years, a solid 9, a solid distributor, and he fits that mold so well. And he's gonna be like Xavi and Marcos Dos Santos, where you get that playing time your freshman year, you develop, and maybe like a CJ Williams, watch out his junior or senior year. He might be one of the best talents in the ACC.
Prego against Guarino. Prego slides down. Gundala keeps it going.
And again, that's just good communication from Boston College. Guarino was coming in, but Behar said, I got inside, so he covered to protect. And once that ball was coming back inside, you had both Guarino and Behar to protect.
You stay and let our forward back. Thank you, Ray. You gotta get back though.
Surprised that one's not a card. That was a lot of body there from Gundala.
Fouls are 8-8.
Brian, tighten up! Tighten up!
Behar knocked it off of Chavez. It's still going. DeVoke right along that goal line. And that is a corner kick.
Something came out. It looked like maybe a shin guard came out of the pad. Oh, there it goes. It was. He's been kicking the ball so hard. That just shows why and how. The freshman from Connecticut. He's been a real spark for them off the bench.
That wasn't a bad design, just did not work. As Prego had the lane, but could not get that shot on target. So 10 minutes into this second half, we've still had just the 1 goal from Marco Dos Santos, a second past the 12-minute mark into this game. And it's 1-0 between Providence and Boston College. Just 1 shot so far. Oh boy, a rare mistake on the All-ACC preseason keeper.
But that's what happens when you keep going backwards. A lot of teams don't like to utilize the goalie as much as Boston College does. Sometimes it's just defense to defense, but that's the risk you take sometimes when you go backwards.
Providence had the first head on it.
Find your mark and bump. Don't let him come off your back.
Scarborough plays big up there. I mean, he's only listed at 6'1" on the card, but it feels like bigger than that on some of these chances that he's had right in front.
Well, and he had a good screen on Klein. Klein was trying to get up to punch it out, but again, just that size and strength in front with Scarborough just didn't allow him to get it clean. And Looks like they're going to reset it back, or he's going to reset it back to the far side.
Ask Eklund back in for Boston College, replacing Istanbuli.
So impressed with Istanbuli. Not a lot of playing time in his college career. In that game against Iona, played 23 minutes. Really did a good job trying to get the offense going late in that matchup. And now here today, didn't give up too much against this Providence team.
Klein decides to just fall on this one this time.
And the flag looked like it was going to stay down there. Klein had to make a decision.
You wonder if this is the spot where Boston College kind of leans on their own possession game here and tries to reestablish some of that. Because it feels like the Friars are starting to push here a little bit. Just one shot so far in this second half.
They've been setting the press and the pressure with two players on the on-ball player Providence has, and they've created so many turnovers here in the last, going back to the first half, maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Sets in play, sets in play.
That's what Iona did so well against this BC defense, is just keep possession.
Toro, a little bit of pressure around him, taken away. Chavez pushed off. Boston College there is going to argue that Chavez never really had his footing, but I think he had his ball, his feet enough.
It's a little too much contact. And you just got to credit Providence for creating disruptions on BC's offense. They've gotten more opportunities here to start the second half because of how good their defense has been. If you're Boston College, you can't get into a shouting match, you can't get into a frustration battle with the officials. You just got to play hard and continue to stop this Providence offense.
Batista and Teixeira. Batista's ball spinning back post, not there. That was Israel Neto crashing in.
A couple of good set plays off those free kicks for Providence where they're trying to find that back door, and they've gotten the speed, they've gotten through this. The pass hasn't been there in time.
Marco Dos Santos' goal is the difference in a 1-0 game. Boston College the lead here from Newton, Massachusetts. This New England matchup between BC and Providence. First time in the regular season since 2018 for these two teams, though they have played quite a bit in spring play.
BC owns the all-time meeting, 17-7-7.
Little give and go. Chavez plays it across. There's Teixeira. I missed it high. Knew it too. Lane was there.
And he just comes in from that back line, and he's been so dangerous. His speed has really been unmatched so far today. He's been coming in and firing shots, putting passes in for his strikers. Providence doing a really good job just building here in the second half. You know they're knocking on the door.
That is out on the near side. Teixeira knocks it down off the goal kick. Neto, good stop by Klein. That was the highest difficulty on any save that he's had to make so far tonight. Chavez can't keep it in.
It's one of those saves where you got to extend. You're worried about maybe a quick hop bounce, but Klein's able to play it well.
Asari using his speed. Good job to keep that going even while falling to the turf. And now it's Chavi O'Neal. Couldn't quite connect with Andrews.
I think Andrews was trying to take the traffic to the right side and open it up for O'Neal, but
it's a little bit of a new spot for Andrews, and the fact that he's jumping up that much. And we mentioned Boston College was more of a back three last year. Andrews, whose playing time did increase as the year went on. He played 8 games last year. 6 of them were after the start of October, and he started 3 of the last 4. So definitely built into that role after starting his career at Army West Point, then playing just a totally different style of soccer here, coming to Boston College in his 2nd season last year.
Patriot League Rookie of the Year in his freshman year at Army, and picked up his first career point against Iona.
Scarborough. This time the flag is up for Chavez.
Sometimes you're too fast for your own good.
Feels like the Eagles need to take advantage of some of these big resets.
And Klein's doing it here. His last couple of kicks have been long kicks to midfield. Now he's going to go short option.
Orisari flags up.
It's close. Just got in front of, it looks like Marshall. That arm, maybe that full right arm just behind Marshall.
Sorry, though, getting a good amount of run here. First game, did not play in game number 1. Over the top for DeVoke. Good job by Vaza. Steps up. Too strong for Carino. Deflects right to Batista. Didn't like the pass, so stayed with it. Goes wide to Shera's cross. Looking for a header, back post, and it knocks in! And we are tied. Aiden DeVoke was the one in the area. It may have got deflected once after his last touch, but it's in and it's 1-1 here midway through the 2nd half.
Well, in that matchup against Quinnipiac, he had 2 shots, none of them on goal, but 14 goals in his career after coming from Colgate. He can find the back of the net, and yet again, it's Providence going backdoor, trying to get it to the opposite end where Brendan Klein is not. Does a good job trying to track it, but DeVoke with a good finish to put it in the back of the net. And again, Providence has been going at Boston College's defense here in the 2nd half, similar to what Iona did in the first game. And now does Boston College have a response? Can they get towards Burns and fire shots? Because that was a good response, and Providence is going to continue to try to apply the pressure.
And even then, Brennan Klein almost made that save.
Bob Thompson is trying to talk to the alternate official here on the near side. Maybe thought it could have been offside, but I thought defense was behind enough. It's high.
Gundelach got knocked up high, and the foul goes against Providence here. See the frustration from Scarborough.
I don't think he meant it, and I think that's why he's frustrated, is he just tried to turn and got a piece, and it definitely unintentional, but Gundelach was there trying to play it.
And they will stop play here.
It looks like we might see, yeah, it looks like we're gonna get a yellow card here.
So Scarborough is the one who gets the yellow after knocking Gundelach down. And that's as much because it's up high as anything else.
Absolutely. Oh, and sometimes you don't see blood, but it hurts just as much as getting cut up there, right? Like those are some sensitive spots by the nose, right up on the cheek sometimes, but He's talking to the athletic trainer. Boston College will try to get a break. Providence, if you're Providence, you got to feel confident. You've been dominating this matchup since the end of the first half. And
looks like they may even take a peek at this.
yeah, looks like they will do that.
There is expanded replay review. It's standard in conference games and most of the non-conference games as well. The NCAA does provide numbers. So last year, out of 80 reviews, 17 calls were changed based on video review. They expanded video review this year, including a few more situations after the 2023 experimental rule, which was used by 8 D1 conferences. So those are some of the things that can be reviewed.
Looks like it's not going to be elevated to a red card. So our head official went down into the tunnel, paid a visit to Artie, and took a look at the video, and looks like Teixeira is going to get the explanation as well, along with Neto, but Gundelach all right, getting a little water on the far sideline, and it won't be upgraded.
Asking for the ball to be pushed farther up here as we restart.
It's a second yellow card on Boston College here today. Now 10 fouls, 2 yellow cards. And 2 yellows and 8 fouls on Providence.
Gundelach will be able to re-enter as soon as the ball is officially back into play. Eagles kind of wanted to work it back. That's why they wanted the ball farther back. You see the pressure that Providence has put on this whole second half. Made life difficult. We've seen a lot of this.
It just, again, feels for Boston College trying to get Asari free on these deep balls, but there are 3 defenders back on Asari, and Eklund, when he comes into play, one of those defenders follows Eklund, so it's not like there's any openings on these long passes. It's a 2-on-4.
Hey, go to our left, to our left.
Throw from Prego. Chavez. That is out for a throw.
Good block by Behar there. Providence just getting deeper into the attacking area for Boston College.
Shots are starting to add up in this second half. It's 4-1 Friars here in half number 2. Remember, in their first game against Quinnipiac in the opener, they outshot Quinnipiac 9-1 in the second half. And this will be a 5th corner. Going wide with it. Klein, aggressive. Had to get some contact with the Providence player in front of him as he punched that ball out. There's still a man down for Providence.
Yeah, like it might be Nato.
Yeah, Providence wanted to play the advantage there, but it's their guy who's down right in front of the goal, so you had to blow it.
He's upset with Klein, but Klein's just trying to plead that he had to punch that out. There's a good sign of sportsmanship there. Neto has been a thorn in the side of the Eagles here today. I mean, from the start of this game, even till now, he has continued to get behind the defense, put some shots on, get in front of Brendan Klein. And great career at Caldwell University. As you talked about early on, was CACC Player of the Year, first team all CACC. Second in the league with 13 goals and 32 points just a year ago.
Pepe Laura back in up front for Scarborough. Batista restarts. 24 minutes is all that's left in a 1-1 tie between Providence and Boston College. Eagles scoring their goal in the first half. Providence just a few moments ago. Out on the near side. The Friars have put the pressure on here in half number 2. Shots 4-1, corners 3-0.
Chavez again with the pad there, trying to get it secure in the sock.
Nice spacing from Prego. Bouncing across, Eagles had the first touch on it. Sorry, backing down, has possession against Marshall. Nice move. And he keeps it going. Wide for Chavi O'Neal. Chavi to his right foot, good save. Best stop of the day for Lucas Burns.
That was so hard because Burns jumped off his left foot and had to save it with his right hand as an extender. His body was kind of contorting, but still gets enough power on it to punch it out.
And a good job by Boston College to get something going that quickly, considering that most of this half they've had to be on their back foot defending.
Yeah, this is one of the first times here in the second half that they put some pressure here on Providence.
And it is their first corner of the game. Looking for a header. Still loose on the rebound. Toro to his left foot, couldn't get the shot, still there. It's wide, Guarino is stopped by Burns.
Burns, no, he's trying to get his team on the outlet, but that was a good look for Boston College. Guarino, you want to see fire some shots on. He gets an opportunity from the pass from Toto. Toto, who's had a up and down game so far, finally gets a move to split the defense, get inside the box, and tries to fire a shot. So you see the BC offense now trying to string together something in the attacking third.
Can you build off of it now if you're Boston College in a 1-1 game? CJ Williams heads it down to Vogue. Caught in his feet, didn't have it.
Now BC sending the pressure and forcing Providence to go to the weak side.
A lot of room for Prego. Not sure if that ball was for Batista or supposed to go even farther out for Teixeira.
I think the intention was further out, but it ended up going to Batista.
Whistle against Burkhart.
It's a good call there. Chavez had a nice spin and turn where he had plenty of space. Disrupted the opportunity, so the foul called. You can kind of feel it opening up a little bit now. Both teams.
Guarino got pushed down.
There you go, here you go, here you go.
But a little bit of the possession back to Boston College here as we go under 20 minutes remaining. 1-1 game. But Providence is still pressing high here in this second half. Header by Prego. Substitution here for Boston College. Marco dos Santos will come on after scoring the goal earlier. Guarino will come out for now. Dos Santos will go out on that right side, and Xavi O'Neal will come back on the near side.
Providence did not let Guarino unlock on them, and they've got to feel good about that. Really prolific goal scorer, not really getting clean looks. It's a good pass, but great defense for Teixeira on the far side.
Throw in for BC. Went short with it. Nearly taken away, but CJ Williams is there. That's the pressure, though, that Providence is putting on right now. And even just that pass right there was a little too far. I actually thought that ball was out already, but they're going to rule it's Boston College ball. Starting quickly, Xavi O'Neal couldn't quite get around. I think the Providence guys maybe ran into each other there. Kept Behar going. Back for Toro. O'Neal playing it in the box. No problem for Burns.
Maybe a little bit late on that run from Asari. Couldn't beeline in front of Burns. And again, you go back to his decision-making and coming off his line and trying to play some of these balls. We saw a nice punch save earlier. This time just gets in front of Asari. That's why he's on the Big East preseason team, and a lot of people are looking at him this year. Providence has had back-to-back players taken in the MLS Super Draft. He might be in the conversation for 3 in a row.
Friars, who most recently made the NCAA tournament in 2021, made it to the Sweet 16, 2019 as well to the 3rd round. Both of these programs were pretty consistently going to the NCAA tournament at the same time. Boston College from going back to 2000 really through 2019. Kind of 3 out of 5 years, for lack of a better word. Yeah, Providence was right around the same kind of totals. They went 8 times in 12 years from 2005 to 2016, including a College Cup appearance back in 2014.
Too quick on the restart here, but yeah, you think these two programs, some of the best in the Northeast. Boston College, when they made the transition from the Big East to the ACC, they won the ACC championship.
There's a touch. And there is Dos Santos. Keeps it going. Eklund. Flag stays down. Eklund, he just had to get whatever that first touch was. Splitting those 2 defenders, and that's all he could get on it up over the bar.
Well, credit Marshall, right? Staying with him, trying to put some pressure on the backside. That first touch just has to be a little cleaner. How about the vision for Dos Santos, though? Just found him streaking through, made sure the pass came in time, so it was onside.
Both teams are upset with something at the moment. Boston College was chatting earlier. Now it's Providence, and it looks like no one is down on the pitch right now, but there is someone from the Providence staff coming out.
Might be Teixeira who has a bloody lip.
That is Diego Batista who's arguing the case that Chris Gravas So Teixeira has to go off the field. He can come right back on once the restart of play, but has to at least start on that sideline for the moment. For Lucas Burns will knock this kick down. So just under 16 minutes is left here in the second half from Newton, Massachusetts. Boston College and Providence tied at 1. Out of bounds on the near side.
I got inside. Ready? 18.
Nice little ball there for Teixeira. To the box. Bicycle kick was too high. Not a bad try there. It's Pepe Laura, scored a couple of times in game 1 against Quinnipiac.
It's one of those where you feel the first touch and then it bounces right in front of you. Defenders are on either side, so you know you just got to put it on. And he has shown some really great scoring ability. We talked about his 35 goals in 60 games last year. Back in 2021 season, had 16 goals and 6 assists in just 16 games.
Jack Burkhart's got a little bit of room. But a good slide by DeVoke. And Prego keeps it going. Chavez couldn't turn it upfield. Sub was coming in. The Eagles wanted to go quickly, but Bruno Rosa was ready to sub in. He replaces DeVoke.
BC thought they might have gotten possession on the last touch, but instead it's Providence who takes over.
This is one of the first college soccer games you're watching this year, just getting back into it after the summer. Remember, they changed the rule a couple of years ago. There's no more overtime in the regular season. So just 13:28 to go. We are tied 1-1. Here's a little bit of space. Is there a header to be had? It's BC's. Asari, that came up high. Hit the arm of Rodrigo Vaza.
And since you brought it up, last 2 times these 2 teams met, it's gone to overtime. 7 of the 28 meetings all time.
That 2018 game into double overtime. Dos Santos starts it forward. Asari, can he get to it? Good hustle play as that one goes into the Newton Woods off of Marshall.
Someone's gonna have a souvenir in their backyard tomorrow morning.
That dirt will be never found again.
Find your marks, Chavez. Find your marks. Easy.
Would not want to walk alone in the Newton Woods. Craig Stewart mentioned it. This is a tough place to be.
about a little more than a mile down the road from Boston College's Chestnut Hill campus. It's been alive with action the last few days, though, as it's been part of move-in weekend. A lot of the freshmen down here on the Newton campus. Brennan Klein knocks it out. Near side, under 12 minutes remaining. 1-1, BC and Providence.
I wish that was interesting. Boston College did that to their freshmen. They send half of them up to a Newton campus, the other half to foul there. Sorry.
Some strong opinions, and a yellow card is given out. Well, especially right now, the intensity is just only going to continue to ramp up.
Both teams know how important a result is. Getting a W here in non-conference play, especially against a New England opponent, former Big East foes. It's definitely opened up.
And especially, you take the Boston College side of it. I think they have to feel like they did some pretty good things here over these first two games. It's just they've been everything but the result so far.
Both times with a lead in both games.
Batista didn't quite have the run that he was looking for. Teixeira. Here's Chavez, left-footed shot. Might have missed wide anyway, but no problem for Klein.
Yeah, that one kind of caught Klein off guard. I think he might have thought it was going to go left side, but last minute decided to dive right, so made it seem like a little bit more of an intense save than it probably needed to be.
Remember, at one point, shots were 4-1 Providence in the second half. Well, Boston College had 4 of the most recent 5 before that last one that we just saw. It's now 6-5 Providence here in half number 2. Klein's made 5 saves. Burns has made 4. Chavez to center for Batista. There is Prego plays it forward. Chavez throws it across. It got caught up in the feet of Gundalak. He does throw it out for a corner, but that was nearly there for Pepe Lora.
Just a touch in front. Maybe Lora gets that goal, but again, it's Gundalak and in the right place at the right time.
Key corner to the back post. Oh boy. That had a chance at a header and then had a chance to settle down, but Marshall could not quite control it.
Here's where both teams really got to buckle down, right? 9 minutes remaining in the matchup. You know, next opportunity might be the biggest one or the one that makes a difference. So you got to control possession and try to get into your sequence offensively.
Toro kept going off the deflection, but Batista's there. Israel Neto gets a ball forward for Bruno Rosa. Christian Behar on it first. Chavez with some space. Neto in the middle, couldn't get beyond Jack Burkhart. Solid play.
Like this from Asari, just take the space while you've got it. Just trying to force that pass through again.
A couple of subs about to come in for Boston College. Eric Almendares is in for the first time today. The junior played 45 minutes, played the whole second half in game 1. And Mark Boy, the grad student from Denmark, came in as a transfer from Campbellsville in Division II. He was a D2 second team All-American last year, is in for the first time this year.
Led Campbellsville to the championship game a year ago where they lost to Westmont 3-1. Good experience in that championship run.
Free kick, Batista, 8:04 to go. Moves it off. Goal kick.
Burkhart intense there in the box celebrating the call, but he has definitely stepped his game up here in the second half. He's took a lot of hard fouls to start the half, and now he's just locked down defensively.
Still some pressure here from Providence. Even got a deflection on it there, but it's out. Even in a 1-1 game, Friars pressing high this whole second half. Klein comes over to the near side, that's out. Throw in for Prego. Is there a tiebreaker to be had? 6:40 left in the second half. 1-1, Boston College and Providence.
You can just see the different styles. Providence, possession, small passing, trying to break down this defense. BC has tried to go outlet, set up their striker forwards. Both defenses have responded to the call.
Here's Andrews, getting it forward for Dos Santos. Chip back for Andrews, that came up high.
I think it looked close, but Teixeira kept his arm down.
Bruno Rosa over for Chavez. There's room on that left side for Teixeira to run into. Teixeira throws it across. Nobody was there on the back end.
I think Baza just ran out of gas there. He was the only one in the vicinity, but just didn't have enough left in the gas tank.
Burkhart knocked it down. Here's Andrews. Batista knocked down on the edge of the box. Andrews heads it up. 5 minutes to go. They do get the foul call.
It's a good job by C.J. Williams just getting in on the play to draw the contact.
Eagles were going quickly. They tried to get Dos Santos, who had gotten in behind, but the ball was wide.
Just giving possession back to Providence when you're not connecting on these balls, and it's giving them more possession here in the second half.
It's a miss hit wide. Here's Batista. That did go out. Dos Santos for Boston College in the first half. And DeVoke for Providence. Equalized. Still alive. Right on that corner. Good job to keep it in. Would have been a corner kick. There's the call.
Behar did such a great job trying to get that opportunity and clear it out. O'Neal was trying to block it and get it a little further up, but Providence just having too many bodies around, and now this is a free kick from a really, really good spot for a team that likes to capitalize on these set pieces just outside the 18, or that one might be just right inside the 18.
Batista, who's an all-Big East second-team selection a year ago, and the freshman Teixeira. Batista going to the back. Couldn't control it.
It's the play that's worked for them, going backdoor, trying to find an opportunity there with a deflection or setting it up back in front of the mouth of the net, but it's a little too much on that last one.
Bruno Rosa throws it across. Israel Neto has to recollect. A little bit of room here. Providence will go through their back line. Everybody's up, trying to find a second goal. Rosa back for Prego. One-on-one with O'Neal. Nice job to leave it behind. Here's the ball coming in. Good shot by Klein. Had to be aggressive. And Dos Santos starts it out for Boston College. Changes field for now. But it's back in for Burns with 2:25 left.
Eklund's just looking for support. A couple of times he's been able to try to rush through.
Long ball forward for Teixeira. Teixeira comes across. Prego's there on the back side of it. Batista for Rosa. Knocked out by Behar. 2 minutes to go. Batista comes in with it. Who's that off? Off of Boston College. Corner kick with 1:43 left. A 7th corner kick of the game for Providence.
It's one of those parts of the game that Boston College is going to have to look at after Iona and Providence this weekend. And here today, it's one of the stats that is really lopsided going into the 3rd game of the year.
Just giving up a few too many. Let's see. Klein got the first punch. Fouls against Providence.
There's a jersey hold inside the box, so.
And now some extracurriculars at midfield. Providence player ended up down. I think it was Prego, then Eklund ended up down as Marshall got a shove in. I think both teams were probably a bit guilty there.
Yeah, and Prego's trying to ask for a review to the alternate official. And it looks like Grabas is going to come over and have a conversation.
Yeah, I don't think he was looking at it because he's looking at the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
My sense there would be let boys be boys with 1:06 left and just not let that affect an outcome of a game and just let it go either way. But they will take a look.
It's one of those
perhaps there was more than even we saw. And the other side of it is, it doesn't hurt to look.
Absolutely.
Get it right.
Well, Prego immediately got up and tried asking the alternate official here on the near side, Denny Marquez, if they can check it. And once Christopher Gravis came over and had a conversation with Marquez, it looked like they agreed that they should go to the monitor. It's again one of those things that you can review where it's potential for a foul or disciplinary action. So I'll take a look at it. But you're right. I mean, our head referee, Christopher Gravis, was looking inside the box trying to deal with the situation in there. We didn't see what was happening with Prego and Eklund at about midfield. Boston College has been so good at home since 2014, 42, 24, and 19. Just 2 sub-500 finishes here at the Newton Soccer Complex. That happened in 2014 and in 2017. It's maybe draws. A lot of people don't think you're getting a result, but you're not losing the game, right? So you're still holding an opponent.
Especially in a game like this, which feels like there's a lot even, and they reviewed it, decide there's nothing. So, 1:06 left in a 1-1 game.
Guys, the ball has to go forward. Hey, look, second ball goes forward.
Line sends this all the way down the pitch. Andrews starts it forward in the final minute. Providence clears it out.
Yes, he knows they got to go quick here.
I mean, if you're smart with it, you can hold as long as you want here, but...
Yeah, they're going to try to get this one in the box.
Throw comes in. First head on it was Providence, and they change field for the moment. Gundelach was right there. Sends it back in. Nobody was home on the end of that run.
Now Providence will have a chance.
Still loose. Almendaris, good play. Xavi O'Neal, excellent footwork for the moment. Just 10 seconds left. Neto starts it forward. They play the advantage. Here's the shot. Stopped by Klein. And that's how this game comes to an end. It's 1-1. And Klein makes a final stop